Hey everybody, this is, well first of all, I miss y'all, and I'm going to try and do a little demonstration. I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about what y'all are going to be doing. We're going to be making a sketchbook, and this sketchbook is going to be what you're going to be doing the rest of your projects in. You're going to be doing some things in it each day for the rest of the 9 weeks. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later on, but so that you will have all of these things together. This is the first part of the project, and I had asked you guys to have several things available to you. The most important thing was some paper like this and some glue, liquid glue, like this. All right. I need to find out if this thing's actually, yeah, it's recording. Okay, because I didn't see the little red light. But if you can, you need to possibly bring or have available to you some clothespins or some of these little, clips. I've got a ruler and a pencil. I have some tape here for a little thing and a cereal box. Well, actually, this is a cracker box that I've taken the front off. And I also have some, like a big Ziploc bag here. Now, I'm going to explain what all of this is for step by step, okay? So let me clear all this off. Okay, now because you are not at school and you're probably sitting on your mama's kitchen table or on your desk or something like that, you don't always want to get glue and stuff on that surface. So what I do, now this happens to be a plastic mat, but I know you guys don't have that. So what I usually do, I always save all of these old Ziploc bags that, you've used them once, they're still good, but you really don't want to use it again because it had food in it or something. And so I just kind of save those and use them for a lot of different things. And in this case, what I've done is I've taken a bag and I've just cut the two sides and then opened it up. And that way I have a little plastic cover so that what we're doing isn't going to get glue on the table. The next thing you're going to do to start with is, if you've got your cereal box, and at any point y'all can just stop the video and go back to it, to get caught up. But go ahead and get your front and back. If you've got your cereal box, go ahead and get those where you can cut out a cover. You don't want the whole box, just the front and the back. So for starters, I want you to take your 15 sheets of paper, of good clean white paper, and we're going to fold it hamburger style. We're going to fold it until you have 15. And be really careful, guys. Make sure that you are putting them so that they are straight along the edges. Okay? Let me see how many I've already got here. So I have folded a whole bunch. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Real careful. 13. 14. And 15. Okay. Now, this is one of the most important parts of this project. All of the sides that are folded, all of those, make sure, double check, make sure that the only sides that are up are the folded sides. You know, you can tell pretty easily, these are obviously not the folded sides. So let's make sure that all we have up here are folded sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, okay, got my folded sides. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to trace or mark in some way on this cardboard here. If you don't have this, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just going to make your sketchbook a little more substantial, you know, a little sturdier. So we're going to trace around one of your pages on the front. And also on this one. I wish I had used a pen, but it doesn't matter. Be a little easier to see. Okay. So I've got those done. Now I'm going to take my 15 sheets and I'm going to put one of these clothespins on it there, and I'm going to put a clothespin on it over here so that they all stay super close together. I'm also going to put a clothespin on it sort of here in the middle. If you have a bunch of clothespins, you know, if you have a few more, I wouldn't use more than 4, okay? Because you'll see why in a minute, but I wouldn't use more than 4. There, okay? So that I have some space in between. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the liquid glue that we've got. Any kind will do. This is a little bit better glue. It's called tacky glue. And tacky glue it dries a little faster and it's not as runny. But if all you have is Elmer's, then that's okay. You just have to be careful. Whoops, guess what I forgot to do? One more thing. This is a new thing that I started doing. That's why I forgot. Okay. First of all, when we put glue, we don't want the glue to run down the edges, and so we're going to try something this time. Take a little bit of tape and put it on your hand so that it's not really super sticky, because you don't want it to tear your paper. But we're going to put it and wrap it around there, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side too. Okay, put it on your hand so that it's not, you know, you get rid of some of the tackiness of it. And I'm going to put it right here. And the reason for this, again, I hope you'll see, is so that when we put glue, if it gets any down in here, it's not going to stick those pages together. So we're going to now put those back. Okay. So now what we're going to do is you're going to take your glue and you're going to put just a little bit on the top. And oops, a little bit wanted to drip, so I picked it up. I don't want it to drip down the sides. So I just want a little bit there and a little bit there. Okay? And you're going to now just evenly, very carefully, with your finger, flatten it out. Spread it over all of those spines. Okay? Spread it over all the spines. And don't worry about moving these right now because we're going to move them when we do the second coat, all right? So that is, let's see if y'all can see that pretty well. You know, it doesn't have glue running down the sides at all. There might be a little bit on the edge, but that's okay. We just don't want it running down. So just a barely teeny little bit of glue, but enough that you can spread it out like that. I'm going to take it now and I'm going to lay it down here on that plastic so that I don't get it on my mom's table. All right, and let that dry just a little bit. And then do not rub this on your clothes, folks, because it will ruin your clothes. All right, so, but you can just kind of rub it off. Like that. Okay. So while that's drying, you can take your scissors and you can carefully cut your pieces out. Now, something that artists kind of do, a lot of them cut in a lot of different ways. If you've got a paper cutter at home, then go for it. You can use your paper cutter. If you, like a lot of people do scrapbooking, and I know that there's a lot of, if you do scrapbooking, you've got a paper cutter somewhere. I like to use a knife and a straight edge, and that way I always have an extremely straight edge. But, you guys, scissors is great. Okay. Okay, got that one. Now let's do this one. Whoop. All right. Now, let's check this. It's still a little bit wet, but I'm going to go ahead because I want to go ahead and do all of this in one thing. So now I'm going to take off those, leave these two on, but I'm going to put just a little teeny bit here. Actually, I'm going to do the whole thing. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Okay, so put another coat, but this time you're going to do it over the whole thing. Okay, and one doesn't want to, there we go. Kind of make sure that you're catching all of them together. Okay, and this is how they make kind of inexpensive books too, by the way. They put glue on the folded sides. Okay, so I've got glue over the whole thing, and you can see it's all pretty much squished together. And I'm going to put that over here for it to dry on the plastic again. All right. And again, I've got this glue on my hand. So I'm just going to rub it in my hand until it rubs off. It will. Just like, y'all probably had a lot of experience with glue. Y'all know what to do with it. Now you can, if you want to, you can have a damp paper towel and wipe your hand on it too. Okay, now I'm jumping ahead because here's one that I have already glued ahead of time. And you can see that what I've done is I've removed the tape that was over here. And the reason that we put that tape is if you think about it, when you sometimes put glue and it goes down here, then that will make all these pages glue together. And we really don't want that to happen. We want them to stay where you can open them flat like this. So you don't want this area up here to get all glued. That's why we put those two pieces of tape there. All right. You're basically done. The only thing we're going to do now is we're going to put a cover on the front just to kind of protect it a little bit, and a cover on the back. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to take and actually glue the cover to this very first page so that when you open it, it will be the cover, okay? So, putting a little bit of glue. Okay. I want to put it all, kind of smooth it with my finger again, all the way. Whoops, I have a hole right there. We don't want that to happen, which it might anyway. Make sure it goes all the way to the edges. Kind of smooth it out here. Whoops, I got almost too much. So I'm going to rub a little bit here onto the cardboard because they're just going to end up going together, and so not a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to take it. There we go. And now I'm going to put that on the front. There you go. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one and put it on the back. I'm not going to do quite as much this time. I learned from that first time. Doop, doop, doop. Oops, should have had my plastic over here. But I've got this plastic. I'm safe, but you guys, if you're working on your mom's table, then make sure you put it on your little piece of plastic here. Alrighty. So I'm going to glue that to that. Get it all straight. Rub the glue off my hands. All right. Adjust it. And you can take your clips right now and put them on. And allow it to dry. And when it's completely dry in an hour or two, when you come back to it, what you're going to have is a little book like this that is filled with pages. This is glued to that, so it's okay. And this one is glued to that, but that's okay. So that's what we wanted. You can, if you want to, now I'm not going to do it now because it's still real wet, but when it's completely dry, if you've got your masking tape, well, actually I forgot to pull it out of this box. I had mentioned masking tape in that email. Oh, there it is. If you want to be a little more secure with your sketchbook, then you can put a piece of tape there and then bring it up to the spine. And bring it over there. There you go. And I'm going to trim this off. Go. At this point, if you guys want to decorate this in any way, feel free to do that. I wouldn't do a lot of liquid media, like I don't think I would paint it because this is just paper and it'll get really soggy. But if you want to put markers or do collage on here, take your washi tape if you have different colors of tape and do images or braids or plaids or weave it or whatever. So many options that you can do. Okay, so this is your project for this week. I'm going to give you some information about how we're going to use these. So everybody needs to go ahead and make a little sketchbook that they can use for the rest of the time together. Okay, if you've got any questions, then y'all can always email me. You can email me on Schoology, or you can email me at deltastateart@gmail.com, or you can email me, or I'm not really sure how that works on Google Classroom. For Holly Springs is using Google Classroom, so if y'all know how to do that, y'all can tell me how. But just get in touch with me if you have any questions at all or any problems. If you don't have anything other than just, I think I'm gonna, yeah. You might want to be careful because a little bit of the glue got stuck on here, but we're good. You just want to kind of keep it from getting too stuck to all this paper here. What was I going to say? Oh, the main thing is to have paper and a pencil, okay? And ideally, if you didn't have anything but paper and glue, you could actually do just like this. You know, this will work without a cover. You know, you see here, this is the one that's it's still wet. This is the one we just did, but, oh, it's still taped too, so that I don't have the, let me show you. Go ahead and take this tape off. So that, see, by using, taking most of the tacky stuff off, it's easy to come off without tearing your paper. Okay, so, see, even if you don't have a cover and you don't have the tape, that's okay. It just is a lot nicer if you do have a little something to give it a little bit of strength on the front and the back. All right, guys, that is it. So I want you to get these done. I'll put something up on this, but I want a picture of all of your sketchbooks. That is going to be your grade for this week. You're going to have Wednesday through Friday to get this done, and on Friday I want to have pictures of your sketchbooks. Send me a picture of it. Okie doke. All right. See you guys later. Bye for now.